Hey, this is Prak with Digital Life and iRepairMD. Today we will be changing a glass-only shield for a MacBook Pro. This is the 13-inch, as you can see right here. The glass has been cracked, but the LCD is fine. And the tool you're going to need is a heat gun. You're going to need some pry tools, a suction cup, a razor blade, guitar pick, and a little fabric cloth. You can get these glass shield from eBay or Amazon. And with the MacBook, there's no need to take screws out. All you have to do is apply the right amount of heat and then lift the glass and replace it. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're going to attack the corner. Let's go to the top corner right here. Just enough heat. These gasket seal are rubber, and once heat gets to it, they have a waxy stretch feel to it, so they can go out of shape. But what we will try to do is we'll initiate the first lift from using the razor blade, and then the rest will be using the guitar pick, and we'll try to not damage the gasket, but it's always a case where the gasket might be a little warped. We're using this heat to actually weaken the glue. I'm trying to get the temperature I'm looking for is about 120 Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is for Celsius. Feels like a hot asphalt on a hot summer noon. You know. Alright, so we're trying to get the right amount. Alright, so get the first initial lift. Alright, I'm getting to that point now. And it feels really hot to the touch. Not enough to actually melt the shielding, but enough to actually weaken the glue. Alright, I have that. Let's go ahead and use the razor blade for the initial lift. Just attack a corner. Okay. And now we're going to get the guitar pick right under. Okay. Get the guitar pick underneath. Okay, let's try this one more time. Get the guitar pick underneath. You want to put about maybe a 1/4 inch in, work it down, and now let's add some more heat. Try to direct your heat away from the guitar pick because it will warp with the heat also. And we're going to use a pry tool to actually hold it in place after we finish this. And now I'm adding more heat in. Down here, running it down. All right. You see I'm spinning the guitar pick. Working good lift. Now I'm going to use the pry tool to actually replace in. Okay, now that will make a lift more permanent. I'm going to work it this way down first since I had heat there already. You don't want to go too deep that you can damage the LCD. And it gets pretty cold, so just go ahead and apply some more heat. I'm actually spinning the guitar pick downward. In the process, I'm separating the adhesive that's holding the glass to the frame. Running it a few times. Okay, now let's go ahead and put another pry tool to hold its place. Run it down about right here. Now we're gonna go work this way. There's a camera, it's a FaceTime camera here, and it's a flex cable, so you don't want to stick it too deep that it actually rip the cable. Notice I'm always feeling it, making sure it's not too hot that it can damage the LCD underneath or melt the seal. I'm running my guitar pick around. Okay, I'm getting near the FaceTime camera. I don't want to go too deep on it. Lowering it using the pry tool. I'm going to go ahead, create additional lift. Have my secondary guitar pick here, just to be really careful around the seal. See, it's barely going on there. Okay. Now I got this majority of the lift off. As you can see, the cameras, I'm going to go ahead and use this right here for a placeholder. And now I don't need this pry tool. Well, I'll keep this down here. We're going to work this way down. And once you get to the crack one, you're going to start to see the screen separating. And to replace the LCD on the MacBook Pro, it's pretty much the same process. Except you also need to access the bottom bay also. This is just a glass only repair. Running it down. Okay, we're going to where the glass is already fractured, so you're going to see this glass going to start to separate. So this is where the fracture is. So we're going to try to keep it intact because there's still a slight laminate with the glass. I have to go back with a razor now to access the fracture off. Alright, so we want just enough heat. Alright, let's go ahead and use the razor blade. Just lift this off. This is where all the shard of the glass are. Okay. I'll run that over here. Now we're going to work this way around. This is the more difficult one. Okay, now that you actually have a cracked component, you don't want to direct the heat underneath the glass, you want to direct it away. So you're only heating the surface and not going underneath the LCD, because this heat can damage the LCD. Right, with a razor. I'm go ahead and lift this off right here, and now I'll go ahead and get my other guitar pick here, get underneath. Okay, so we're going to lift that off now. Okay, now this is where all the glasses are separated in small little shards. Be very careful not to cut yourself. People wear gloves, but I normally don't because I get a better feel of where the glass are and what parts are lift without the gloves. The adhesive is pretty strong. Okay, you can see it's starting to come off. Once we get this corner off, everything else comes off fairly easy, especially the bottom. After you do that, you really don't want to get the LCD dirty also with fingerprints or glass. That's why we save this little fabric sheet, just in case it does. Okay, so we're lifting up the shards now. Okay, one way to get, if you have these shards, another way to approach it is to actually grab the adhesive that's on. So down here, it's a nice strip of adhesive that once we heat the glass right, we should be able to pull off. So we have about 6 inches to worry about right here. Once we get that, we can lift the rest up fairly easy. Okay. Okay, so you got most of this already lift now. All you have to do, we're going to work on the bottom half. So let's go ahead and start adding heat down here. As you can see, it's going to lift off fairly easy once the heat gets going. We're going to run the heat back and forth. Peeling off now. Fairly easy, see how it comes off? Alright, so the glass might crack a little, but we're getting to the bottom half of it. Alright, so now after the glass is removed, you can go ahead and take the razor blade. Peel the adhesive off. Now what we want to do is actually look for any remaining shards of glass that's still on here. So what I'm doing is I'm going in and peeling off any excess strip of tape like you see here. I'm not adding any more heat now because any heat will definitely damage the LCD. LCD is exposed. So you're getting rid of these, feeling around for any glass. Okay. So with this piece here, what you're going to do is just run it off here. I'm not getting any, I'm using this lint cloth to remove the lint. Okay. And now use this also to remove any excess shards of glass that could be in the way. Alright, so with a little of 99% alcohol damp it on this cloth, and we're going to run around the edge to remove any additional adhesive that would prevent the new adhesive from adhering properly. Cleaning off the edge. Okay, so now this area is lint free. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the new glass. Put this out of play. Okay, expose the new glass. The new glass has adhesive already on it, so we have to peel out the adhesive. Exposing the double-sided adhesive. To actually make this really activated even more, just put a little alcohol on the edge. So now it actually make it a little more stickier. It's loosening the molecules. Okay, so you have the camera hole. The back side's already been removed from here. And now we're going to start from the bottom, lay it in. Okay, and now we're running edge, add a little heat. Alright, now run the alcohol around the frame. And let's go ahead and inspect. Peel the first layer off. And see. The power is down, so we probably need to power it up. So the battery's completely down, but this is a brand new MacBook Pro screen replacement. Everything should work. This is Proc with RFMD. Safe repair.